Getting high, closer to my dream.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're located. I'm Tasha Pierre with Forward Focus. Welcome to my channel again today. We're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about self-care today. It's been heavy on my heart, I'll be honest with you. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. During the holidays, I know a lot of people get down. And even myself sometimes, you know, I start feeling like, oh, I think it's the pressure of knowing, okay, Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And when you're in that realm of getting ready for Christmas, you're feeling, okay, I got to go shopping. I got to get this for that person. Got to get this for this person. Do I have the money to do this? So your mind starts racing. And then sometimes you're not even close to family, and you know your funding can't even get you to be with family during the holidays. So you're stressing about that. We go through so many things. And I think it usually starts around Halloween, because you know, once Halloween is over, we only have 2 more months, and then we have Thanksgiving, then we have Christmas, which is the big holiday. And also this time of year, I don't know what it is. A lot of people, they just get down. It's something in the air. I don't know. I can't put my hand on it, but I know it is this time of year. You have a lot of suicidal thoughts. Individuals who do commit suicide, you know, families break up, so many different things. And I don't know if it's because if it's cold outside, it's the winter, you know, or the hustle and bustle of what's going on in the world, you know. We just get so much on us. So I want to talk about self-care today. I want to make sure everybody's taking care of yourself. You have to make sure you're taking care of you first before you're even able to take care of anybody else. And I'm preaching to the choir. And the reason I say that is I'm a giver. And I'm always the one in my family who's always taking care of my family. And sometimes I'll sit back and say, wait a minute, why am I so overwhelmed right now? And I think about it and say, you know what? I haven't taken care of Tasha. I got to take care of Tasha before I'm able to take care of someone else. So I have to do that. And that's something that you have to do. You have to go ahead, sit back, relax. I don't care what it is you have to do. If you have to pray, I'm a prayer. I'm a Christian. If not, if you do yoga, you know, even if it's running. Some people, they go to museums and they love looking at paintings. Whatever is your happy place, that's where you need to get. So you're able to revamp and get back to that happy area of your life. Because if you don't, it's going to start wear and tearing on you. I'm telling you right now, and I spoke when I did my introduction a week ago, I spoke briefly on after COVID, it seems like, okay, that's done. But now we're trying to figure out, okay, we got to get back to what's normal. What is the new normal? You know, think about it. We've been confined in the house so long, you know, we haven't been able to have that human interaction. And now we have it. And we're trying to get back to that and understand that. And it's kind of hard. And that's okay. I'm going to tell you, that's okay. If you're not there yet, that's okay. Find a way to get there, but take your time. Take your time. And sometimes I'm going to be honest with you. And I always say this during the time when we were in quarantine, you were able to get your thoughts together and think about a lot of things. And what I mean by thinking about a lot of things is you were able to say, hey, wait a minute. This job wasn't for me. I was busting my butt for this job for a little amount of money, stress, so many different things. And now, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start doing my entrepreneurship that I wanted to do. That's why, if you notice, I always say 2020 was the year of entrepreneurship, because so many people start thinking. We have nothing but time to sit in our place and start thinking about things. And we were saying, you know what? I'm better than this. I'm going to go ahead and start doing something I want to do. And a lot of people did that. You know, and that's a good thing. You know, you were able to look deep down inside and say, hey, these are something I have that I can do, something positive that I was scared to do in my past life, because you know what? I was worried about bills. I was worried about this. I was steady going. So I didn't have time to do what I wanted to do. So a lot of people were able to do that. And you were able to see, okay, was this person really in my circle? Was this person really on my team? You were able to weed out who were your friends and who weren't your friends. I'm getting somewhere there, you know, because sometimes everybody that's around you is not for you. They're not always on your team. They're not always hoping that you do good, you know, and I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer. Believe me, I'm not trying to do that. But you got to sit back and say to yourself, okay, is this person on my team? And we were able to do that during COVID. We were able to do a lot of things. We had no time but to think, And then also appreciate one another and appreciate our loved ones. You know, we're in the household, and think about it. Before COVID, we were steady working. If we're married, or even I'm saying family units, that's even if you were single parent, you know, a single mom with just a child, a single father with a child, a husband and wife with a family, or just single person in the house alone. You weren't able to understand and say, hey, I'm going to spend time with my loved ones. You know, I'm going to spend time with my loved ones. I have a podcast. It's, Black expats from all over the world with Tasha Pierre and Shartez Wiley. And I did talk about self-care. I'm on the self-care realm right now, you know, because we need it right now, you know. So I'm all about motivating, and that's what I'm on, and I'm talking about on the podcast. But I said in my last podcast, I don't know if a lot of you heard the songs with Stevie Wonder, These Three Words. These three words, sweet and tender. When was the last time I heard you say, Mother or Father, I love you? That song has a lot of meaning. It has a lot of meaning. And what I'm trying to say is, when we were in quarantine, we were able to start seeing how much and appreciate our loved ones, you know. And sometimes we're going so fast we don't even have time to say we love them to our loved ones. And that's something you want to start doing. I'll tell you what we do in my house every day. We say I love you about 5-10 times a day. You know, I'm serious. My daughter, I think the kids, they grew up like that. My daughter's 17 and my son is 19, going on 20 New Year's. He's a New Year's baby. But ever since they were a baby, I'm always, I love you. I love you. I love you. And it grew up with them. And my daughter told me the other day, she's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I know I just told you I love you. I said, don't you ever apologize for saying you love me. Because tomorrow's never promised, people. And I know we hear that, and sometimes it does sound redundant. Oh, we hear this all the time. Tomorrow's never promised. It's for real. Tomorrow is never promised. So you want to tell your loved ones you love them. And it's a piece of calm for you too. Because you know why? I always say, give me flowers while I'm living. Don't give me flowers when I'm gone. Say you love me while I'm living. Don't say, oh my goodness, I loved her. She was a good woman. She did all this when she passed away. I'm gone. I've descended to a better place. Tell me while I'm living. So you want to tell your loved ones you love them while they're living. Think happy thoughts. Be positive. It's so much going on in the world right now that we got to sit up and we got to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. We can't wait for anybody else to take care of us. Honestly, we can't. You know, I know things seem like they're hard right now, and that's life. That's life. But what I always say, and I tell my clients this too, you woke up this morning, you have breath in your body, and you're breathing. Long as you are doing that, you can make a change. You can make a change. You may not have did something yesterday and you said, oh, last week or yesterday, I didn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish. This happened. I got into an argument with my family member. I got in an argument with my spouse. Okay, that happened then. This is a new day. You woke up. You're breathing. So you're able to make that difference that day. Forget tomorrow. The past is gone. Think about the now. I always say that. Think about the now. Try to make a difference today. Because you can't make a difference for what happened yesterday or last week or even last year. You have to make a difference today. Think positive thoughts. Hang around people, like I said, who motivate you. Motivation. And I know sometimes we always hear, oh, we want to hang around people who are doing things and everything. That's fine and dandy. But when you hang around these people, are they on your team? Are they there for you? That's one thing you got to look at, because you know why? That can dampen you. And what I mean by that too, yeah, they may be doing positive things, but if they're not uplifting you, it's no help to you. You're just sitting up there lusting over what they're doing because they're not on your team. You want to be with someone who is positive and who is also trying to help you prosper and move up. That's what you want. That's what you want. So surround yourself around people who are there for you, who are on your team. I'm going to get here, and I know some people, they don't want to hear that, and I may step on some toes, but I don't care. I'm an open book. Like I said in my introduction, I'm an open book, and I'm going to tell you like it is. Sometimes your family members are not on your team. Your family members are jealous of you. And sometimes you have to weed them out. And that's the hardest part. And what I mean by that is our family members, we love them so much. I mean, some of us. I know some of us can say, okay, I'm done. I'm not dealing with them. But a lot of us who do, and that's the hardest part. When you have a family member and you have a friend, you can let that friend go. if they're not on your team. If they're bringing you down, okay, I'm cutting you off and I'll just hang around someone else. That's fine. But when it's a family member, it's kind of hard because it's from the heart. That's your family. But you got to tell yourself, if this family member is not on my team, this family member is not uplifting me, I can love them from a long handle spoon. I know that sounds different, right? I'm going to tell you, it's old school. My parents taught me that. I grew up, and I'm going to explain what long handle spoon means, because some people are probably sitting out there like, Tasha, what in the world are you talking about? A long handle spoon means you can love them from a distance. That does not mean you have to be in their little circle. You know, if they're not uplifting you, they're not pushing you, they're not on your team, you can call them and say, hey, I'm checking on you. I love you. And you can love them from a distance. But do not let that hurt and hinder your happiness. Don't. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Stress kills. I know we hear that all the time, but it's so true. When you, this mind right here, and I tell everyone, it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing. But you got one thing I've heard in the past. I can't remember who said it. I seen it on TV, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was young. But there was one show I was watching. I can't even remember the show, I'm gonna be honest. But the lady told one of the girls on there, she said, and it stuck with me. You control your mind. Because the girl told her, she says, you know what, I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm depressed, I miss my family. It was like one of those reality shows. And it's when they first came out back in the early 2000s. She says, I'm stressed out, I miss my family. And the mother told her, she says, you know what? You determine, you handle your mind, excuse me. You control what goes in your mind. And that stuck with me forever. I had to start thinking about that because I'm going to be honest with you. I went through a divorce some years ago, and that's when reality shows start coming out really. And I was in a down place, a bad place in my life. I'm going to tell you, I felt like the whole world was on my shoulder during that time because my kids were younger then, you know, and I was trying to be strong for them. I had decided to go back to grad school. I was trying to go to school. Plus I was working from home, self-employed. So I was going through a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I was going through a lot. And I would even go outside. The kids couldn't notice it because my kids are into sports heavily, but I'd have to take them to practice. And there were times where I had to pray and breathe because I just got so excited when I went outside. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I had it so bad. I didn't know what it was. I had a panic attack one night. I'm going to be honest with you. The kids were asleep. It was cold outside and I couldn't breathe. I felt like it was like an out-of-body experience. So I had to get the kids, rush to the hospital, the emergency room. And the doctor asked me, he says, I was Miss Wiley then. He says, Miss Wiley, he says, have you went through some kind of traumatic situation lately? I said, I just went through a divorce. He says, you just had a panic attack. I said, a panic attack? Really? He says, yes. That went on for a year. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it went on for a year. And I had to learn a way. I didn't go and take medication. I didn't go to any kind of counseling. Me, like I said, my happy place was me praying. I prayed and I learned how to handle the panic attacks. I learned how to handle those because I start talking to myself, motivating myself. I start going to the gym. You know, I'd go to my kids' game, and instead of me thinking about the negative stuff that's happened in the past, I start getting in tune to their games. I found something that made me happy. And I've been doing that, and everybody would look at me like, oh my goodness, how do you do it? And I say, you know what, me? Well, I'm going to say God because, like I tell you, I'm a Christian and I love God. I say first it was God, and then I say it was me. It was me. I had to tell myself, Tasha, you know what? You determine your happiness. You determine what goes in your mind. You have to defeat that. So once I start learning that, I start finding my happy place, guys. I start finding my happy place. You can handle that. You can find your happy place. Never let anybody tell you where you need to go or where you need to be. You know this. You know this. And I know some people, they take medication. Sometimes they do have to take medication, but it's all in here. It starts right here. Right here. You are your biggest motivator. You know, the holidays are getting ready to come up. I know it's getting ready to be hustle and bustle. It's probably already started because I've already seen Christmas commercials already. And I got a little nervous myself. And I said, nope, Tasha, that's okay. You have your Christmas list. You're going to take your time and you're going to get what you're able to get. If you don't be able to get what you need to get for Christmas, that's fine. That's fine. long as you have breath in your body, your family's healthy, and you have love, that's what means a lot. That's what means a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. So don't stress yourself out, guys. Don't stress yourself out. And I'm going to be on here each week, and I'm going to be talking about self-care, taking care of you. Don't laugh at my nails. I got to go get a feel tomorrow. I'm getting it done. I've gotten so behind. I got so busy. And that's where I sit up and I told you about self-care with me. I'm like, usually I go clockwork. That's my time to get my nails done, my pedicure, manicure done every 2 weeks. But so caught up in work and everything else, I was like, you know what? I need to get my nails done. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Well, I have a doctor's appointment, then I'm going to get it done right at the doctor's appointment. So that's my little mommy time. Wifey time. But find something that keeps you happy, guys. Find something that's going to be motivating you. You motivate yourself. You determine your happiness. Remember that. Never let anybody bring you down. Never. And what you want to do at the beginning of the week, find something that makes you happy. Like on Sundays, I go to church and I pray, and that gives me strength throughout the week. I have my journal, and on Sundays right after church, I start writing in my journal. I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week. And if I don't accomplish it at the end of the week, that's okay. That's okay. I said, I still have tomorrow. And if I wake up the next day, I say, okay, this is a new day. I'm going to go ahead and try to help and do what I needed to do last week that I didn't accomplish. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. That's one thing you don't want to do, is beat yourself up. Life is too short, guys. Enjoy it. I know it sounds redundant, but smell the flowers. Wake up and smell the flowers. It's a big world out here. And we've been blessed with it. So enjoy it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. I will see you next week. Hopefully we'll be able to go live before the holidays. Well, you know what? I'm going to say, yes, I will be going live. I will be going live before the holidays, just so we can talk about, things and things we're going through. And if there's anything you want to ask me, I'm going to be open to answering those. But I want you guys to have a great week, and I will talk to you next weekend. Bye-bye.
I'm getting high.